It's become a bit of an annual tradition around Black Friday that I share the items that I own in my wardrobe that are on sale, both a clothing and an accessories version. And today we're going to be filming the 2024 edit. I am going to link both the 2023 and 2022 videos down in the description box below, in addition to in the cards, as I went back and reviewed, and a lot of those pieces are discounted because I do tend to favor more of those perennial style staples. Things that you can continue to wear in your wardrobe for years and years. A little bit of this is speculative as I am filming in advance, so I've made my assessment based on what sales were happening last year, which I find is always a good metric. There will be daily updates on my website for all of the current sales. If you are curious, I'll leave that link below along with everything that I share. I'm going to be front loading this with all of the kind of winter basics, because I know many of you are based in the Northern Hemisphere, but if you're interested in more summer essentials, skip towards the end. I will have timestamps down in the description box too. All right, let's dive in. That was a really long intro. Okay, so sweaters, of course, this is a perfect time of year to be buying knitwear, and Jenni Kayne always do a great sale. I have found this year Jenni Kayne has been discounted more than any other year, so it doesn't feel quite as exclusive. However, I still think 25% off is a good deal, especially given the price point of her sweaters. Now, my favorite is this cotton cashmere crew neck. I mentioned it last year, maybe the year before as well, if memory serves, but it has just held up so well. I find that her cashmere, it is really plush and feels luxurious, however it pills like you wouldn't believe. This has been so easy to maintain, it barely pills at all. I think I've maybe had to tidy it up once in the 3 years that I've owned it. Very relaxed fit. I've got the size small. I do feel a little bit like Jenni Kayne sets a trend when it comes to very chic knitwear. I'm going to put some of my other favorites on screen here. I did some recent work with LILYSILK, and this was probably my favorite sweater of the bunch. This is 100% baby cashmere. So if you think cashmere is soft, this is that times 10. It's that on steroids. It is just so fluffy, so light. It just feels really dreamy, really luxurious to touch. I like the loose fit of it, the fact that it feels really kind of chill. It has the ribbed texture on the cuff and also on the hem. I have worn this a couple of times already and it looks obviously immaculate. I would expect there to be maybe some minimal pilling over time, but if you aren't familiar with baby cashmere, that is when the cashmere goats are brushed, homed before they're 12 months old, and they only do this process once, so it is quite a luxurious fabrication. I have a few pieces to share from Fabrique throughout this video. We're going to start with this cable knit sweater, which has been designed by Heidi Biscoff. Now, she is known for her beautiful knitwear, quite often in vibrant colors and using really interesting techniques. I love the fact that this has the speckled yarn. It feels really textured, dimensional, and also just those beautiful buttons as well. They feel kind of vintage. This whole sweater actually feels very vintage inspired. It has a nice long length, which is great if you do have a longer torso like myself. I tend to gravitate towards knitwear that is this length, and I know burgundy is currently a trending color. I think this is a great way to lean in on that trend, but without being quite so literal, because it does have those lighter and deeper flecks within the yarn, so it feels a little bit more unique, a little bit different. This feels really thick and robust. It's actually quite a weighty piece, and I would say it is very oversized. I'm wearing the size small, so you could size down in this if you want more of a closer fit. Now, I have to mention Saison Sportive, which is one of my favorite boutique New York based brands. I just feel like their knitwear is so luxurious. It's really special, and I feel like there's something really interesting about the 3D knitted technology that they use to create all of their sweaters. Now, this here is the Serena cardigan, so you can wear it the whole way up, and it has these beautiful little pearl buttons. It's a silk cotton blend. I have some other sweaters from them that are 100% merino wool, and they feel just as luxurious as this. Now, as far as I'm aware, I believe they still only ship within the US. I have an American mailbox, so I often get stuff sent there and then I forward it on to Australia. Really sweet. I do find that it does fit a little bit on the smaller side, so I'm wearing the size small, and I do get a little bit of gaping, which I think could be rectified if I was wearing the medium and I'm a traditional size small or AU8, but I kind of like that little hint of a gap because it implies essentialness to the sweater. So that's a really beautiful one. The Nell oversized sweater is just one of my all-time favorites. I mentioned a lot of this is speculative, and I know last year Quince did daily deals, and when I looked on their website, they do have something coming for Black Friday. I don't know if it'll be live at the time that I share this, but one to watch. So I don't know exactly what it is that will be included in the sale, but I want to share with you 2 items that I think are 100% worth it, even at full price. So first is their 100% yak wool sweater. Now, if you find that cashmere is too expensive, it's just out of your price range, this is phenomenal. It feels so plush, so soft. Actually, I would say this is slightly thicker, just marginally so, than the $50 cashmere sweater. The colors are really interesting. They're kind of these lovely mottled yarn, and the fit is very classic but slightly relaxed. I have the medium in this particular style, but it is so beautiful, and if memory serves me, these are $60 US. They also come in a turtleneck style as well, but I think stunning. If you have been curious about yak wool but weren't sure where to start, because I know Saison also have a yak wool sweater which I tried. The Saison one doesn't feel anywhere near as luxurious as this, which makes me wonder, has this been treated? I'm not sure, but it's very soft. The thing you may not know about yak wool is that it actually keeps you warmer than merino wool, even when you've got the same gauge knit. So that's a really good one. My other recent favorite find from Quince are their Italian wool trousers, and I just feel like these are such a great plate front pant, very classically cut, and then they've got the elasticated waistband at the back. Definitely one of the items that I feel like if you're looking for a tailored trouser for the office that is in a premium fabrication, you can't go wrong with these. I feel like the blend is 97% Italian wool and then 3% spandex, so they've got a teensy bit of stretch to them, but it does feel really nice. It's a worsted wool, so it does have that kind of flat finish to it. These are great. I have them in the US 4. There's a little bit of room at the waist, but nothing a belt can't fix to make them look tidy. And also, I like when pants aren't super tight at the waist, because it means that if your weight fluctuates, especially during your cycle over the course of the month, you're going to be able to wear these the entire time. Just add the belt for polish. All right, outerwear now. So we're going to start with one of my biggest splurge purchases of late, and that was the Whistles bonded leather jacket. Now, I've done an entire review of this over on my website, which I'm going to link down in the description box, because I sort of asked myself, was this worth the splurge? And I think ultimately, yes. I think it is such a beautiful jacket, though definitely not really one for petites, because the sleeves run a little bit long, in my opinion. It is quite a thick leather as well, like it's got a lot of guts to it, and it feels really weighty. It's a great transitional season and also winter jacket for someone like me who does live in Sydney, where we don't have the coldest winters, but it is just so beautiful, really well done. The leather is just buttery soft, and the type of thing that only gets better with age, and I have really been doing the most to try and wear this as much as possible before it warms up too much here in Sydney. But stunning. I went with a size small. You could size down on this one, in my opinion. Make your judgment based on how it fits on me in the video. Next, we have a really stunning coat from Fabrique, and this was designed by Sebastian Meunier. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He has worked at Marle, spearhead designer, and a Mulemeister, which is probably why I love this so much. A classic, just done so incredibly well. This is 90% wool and 10% alpaca, so it feels really luxurious on the hand, like very, very soft and plush, not itchy or scratchy at all. And then it has a lovely satin lining, really long and sweeping, but it has these side slips which give you a lot of movement when you're walking around, and it is that robe style coat. The pockets are interesting because they're a patch pocket, but they sit a little bit lower down, and I like that kind of very thoughtful, intentional design. I think that's the reason why I was so drawn to this in particular. But a really good classic coat, something that's very heavyweight as well, that's going to keep you nice and warm. And I feel like Black Friday sales in particular are a good time to really buy those more splurge worthy items, and outerwear is one area in your closet I will always say it is 100% worth spending more on, because quite often it is the outfit, especially when you're walking around, and it's one of the items that you're going to be wearing the most as well seasonally. And I think if you are determining where you're going to spend your budget based on cost per wear, at least how frequently you're going to be wearing the item, coats are it for sure. I did also want to mention my Kindersalmon trench, which still now 3 years later, every single time I wear this, I get asked questions about where it is from. This is one of my favorite Korean designers. A really, really beautiful trench coat. I love all of the detailing on it, even just on the cuffs here. I mean, such a beautiful trench coat. It's held up really well, and definitely one of my most worn pieces in my closet. I always love reaching for this, the fact that it has the exaggerated, really modern shape, and also the longer length. There are two cuts of trench coat that I think look really modern. One is something that is a bit more cropped, that falls just below the hip. The other is something a bit longer and sweeping. This definitely falls into that secondary camp. This is one size though, one size fits all, and I'm an AU8. You can see how it fits on me. I would say this would be suitable up to a size 12 to get that kind of more voluminous fit. If you are petite in a size AU6, I just think that this is going to be a lot of fabric on you, and I would recommend opting for a different style, maybe even looking at the Clyde trench from Saison. When do I not mention a jacket or some sort of outerwear piece from Everlane in these videos? This coat is just minimalist perfection in my opinion. I love the way that it looks worn both closed and open, very intentionally designed. When it's worn open, you have the lovely lapels splaying at either side, which kind of creates a lot of drama around the neckline, but then worn closed, it's a lot more minimal, a little bit less busy, and it just feels very clean and sharp. And this one here is a recycled wool. It does have some synthetic in it as well, but it feels no less luxurious than something that is 100% natural fibers, even something that has some cashmere in it. I would say that I suspect the reason why it has a synthetic blend is because it is a recycled wool. So having that synthetic is going to actually strengthen the fibers and make it feel more robust, which is what we need from our wardrobe staples. It is a double face wool, so it doesn't have the lining on the inside, and it has little pockets here on the sides too, very clean lines. I have this in the size small and it fits true to size for a relaxed fit. Just very chic. I did share this in one of my recent capsules on Substack, which I'll link below in case you want to see different ways to style it. I wore this shearling jacket from Kuho Plus recently, and I can't even tell you how many questions I got on my DMs asking me where it was from, and I can understand why, because it feels very kind of totem inspired. It is faux shearling. It feels really nice and soft, very luxurious actually for something of this caliber, and I like the little toggles here on the front. It just feels a bit more interesting, adds in that detail. The length of it is really good too, especially if you are someone who is wider through the hips. Even if you've got a longer torso, it just falls below the widest point. I have this in the size 1, and I will say that when it's done up, it feels a little snug across the hip on me, but I think it fits perfectly across my shoulders. So if you are a pear shape kind of like me, or you hold a little bit more weight around the hip, you may like to size up. Really just very chic, a lovely chocolate brown too, and we know these browns have been trending for a little while, and I think a good option as a neutral to have in your wardrobe instead of black if you find black a little bit too high contrast. This is all the denim I have to talk about, so let's speed through it. First, the 90s high-rise loose from Redone. Oh my god, I can't even tell you how much I love these jeans. I will say that I don't think these are a true high-rise compared to something like the Way High from Everlane, which I'll talk about next, but they are a great option if you do prefer a bit more length up the body. They come in quite long, so I got mine tailored, and quick note, when you get any of your jeans tailored, if you have the budget to do so, ask them to keep the original hem. This can cost almost double the price, but I think it is worth it even if you are tailoring a more affordable jean, as it makes the length look like they were the perfect length for you and that they were designed to be that way. Anyway, these jeans, they do fit true to size for a bit of a relaxed fit. I mean, Redone denim is great, and if you have been following me since I started on YouTube, you'll know that I used to have a pair of their skinnies, which RIP, those would never fit me now, but I wore them at least 2 or 3 times a week. The denim is just so good. The Everlane Way High jean has been one of my favorites for quite some time now. I really love the super high rise on them. I wear the size 25 long. These jeans have a bit of stretch to them, and I like the fact that they are more fitted around the waistband. If you want more of that kind of 90s vibe, very relaxed sort of a straight leg jean, I would recommend just sticking with your usual size. But if you prefer fitted through the hip and waist and then relax through the leg, go down one. These are just great quality. Everlane denim in general is really, really good. Very good value for money, especially if you manage to get it on sale. I don't have any notes. I love these. I also really love their barrel leg jean as well. Those were a recent addition. I've got them in the ecru, and I have them in the 29-inch inseam for anyone wondering. Also Everlane, the A-line denim shorts. Now these I spotted are actually just within their general sale, so I don't know if that means that they're discontinuing them. Maybe they're sourcing denim from a different fabric mill, or maybe they are making some minor adjustments to the cut. I'm not 100% sure, but you cannot go wrong with these. I do find that they fit large, so I've got the 25. Again, I'm a size 26 in jeans across the board, but for something that fits snug, I highly recommend sizing down, as if you stick with your usual size, you're going to find that there's just a little bit too much fabric around the waist, and then it comes off looking a little bit nappy-ish, which is not cute. Hey Joanie is a recent brand discovery for me for 2024. They do premium quality denim, and they tend to cater more towards petites, which I think is great, especially if you find it really hard to get the perfect inseam length for you and you're always having to get your jeans tailored. They do also offer a longer length, which is what I've opted for. There was someone who does have a shorter inseam, 69 centimeters to the top of my ankle bone. I don't think that these will be suitable for women who have a really long leg length, if you are the same height as me, or if you're 5'10" and above, just as you may find them a little bit cropped. But I mean, there's so many denim options out there for you that are great in the Redone ones, for example. But really beautiful quality denim, and again, I feel amazing when I put these on. For an affordable find, H&M, I mean, they knocked it out of the park with these. They remind me a lot of the Henny Valentina jeans in terms of the way that they look, and also the wash. They come in a few different colors. They have a really nice sort of high rise. I did get these tailored, and again, I kept the original hem, and basically doing that made the jeans cost double what I paid for them, but 100% worth it. These do have a little bit of extra fabric in the crotch, but not so much that I'm too bothered, and I find these look amazing when worn with just a black tank like what I've got on right now. Great with a little heel as well. But yeah, H&M denim I think is really good value for money. I've had excellent experiences with it so far. Last pair in this category are these denim sort of jean trousers from COS. These have a drawstring waist, so it means that you can adjust the fit, which is great. We love, again, if you fluctuate, these are going to be perfect for you. I did size down to a 34 as I found the 36 was just a little bit big, and I wanted to wear them high on the waist. If you want to wear them low on the waist, you might want to go with the usual size, but they are just so lovely to wear. The actual denim itself is quite thin too, so it's got a really good movement to it, and they wash well as well, which, you know, that's always something I'm thinking about. An item can look great on the rack, and it can look great the first couple of times or first time that you wear it, but if it doesn't also look good after you've washed it, it's really a waste of money. So this little Atmos in here vest, this one I bought full price, of course, and then a few weeks later it was discounted, which is just my luck, but I think that this is very, very chic. I have a very similar vest like this from Posse, but it's cut a little bit longer through the body, and I think the length of this one is actually much nicer, and also the mechanism for cinching it at the waist is better because it is a tie at the back, whereas the buckle at the back of the Posse one, it always comes undone and I can never get it to be cinched perfectly. The square neckline detail as well is just very kind of clean and minimal, and I also think it just adds a little something to the vest silhouette. Can't go wrong. This looks great with a long skirt as well, just to create that long visual line through the body, which will give you the illusion of height. Madewell do a great sale every year, and there are so many different items that I could mention, but the one I want to highlight that has been one of my favorite purchases from the brand from a clothing standpoint this year has been their oversized pocket tee. The reason why I like this so much is, one, it's quite a thick fabric, so it's got a bit of guts to it, and two, it comes in really interesting colors. Now, I did get my usual size small, so it is incredibly oversized. If you wanted more of an intentional sort of closer cut fit, you might like to go down 1 or 2 sizes even. It has the drop shoulder element that does make it feel very slouchy, very relaxed. But whenever I wear these, even with the other neutrals in my wardrobe, it always creates a look that feels very elevated. Talking about basics that don't feel very basic at all, something that I have been seeing a lot of recently has been t-shirts that have a little bit of a twist to them, and I mean quite literally a twist. And this one from Shona Joy is probably one of my favorite iterations of this. It has the twist here which sits sort of where my belt is now, and then it has the long length that does cover the widest part of the hip, which creates a really nice flattering silhouette in my opinion. Also a really great line from shoulder to ankle if you're wearing it with a creamy or white colored trouser. This is a really beautiful ribbed cotton, and I know it's coming out in black in January. I've actually set a little alert in my calendar so I can buy it in the black when it comes out, maybe in the size down, so I can get more of a snug fit and so that it looks a little bit different to this one when I'm styling it. But a really fun way to play with basics, and this is a great option if you are looking to inject more personal style into those more simple elements of your outfit. Now, another t-shirt, sorry, I know there's so many t-shirt recommendations, but OZMA is one of those brands that I have always been curious about, and I finally took the plunge and bought a couple of things when they did a friends and family sale. I think they had 25% off at the time. So they do a lot of regenerative silk pieces. That's kind of their bread and butter. They have really beautiful pants too, which I would love to buy. Obviously they're a bit of a splurge. I decided to get 2 of their 100% silk tanks, and they have this real nubby texture to them, almost like it's been worn in and lived in, and I like that. I like the fact that it kind of looks aged from the get-go, and this is a real reminder that when you are buying things in your wardrobe, you need to think about how they're going to look after you've had them, loved them, lived in them for a year or more. Are you still going to relish, enjoy, cherish that item as much then as you did when you first bought it? And if that's a resounding yes, it's going to be a good purchase. Anyway, a t-shirt, I sized down because these do run quite oversized. I got the extra small and it's still slouchy on me. I'm glad I sized down. I also got the tank as well. I'll put a pic on screen, which I got that in the extra small as well because I read that it ran large, and I'm glad I did because I think the small would have been massive. But just really gorgeous. It feels really luxurious, and I love this brown color as well. I think it's a perfect neutral. One of my favorite little summer dresses, which is really surprising to me because it kind of highlights and emphasizes the fact that I've got a long torso, but the devil is in the details, and the fact that this is a monochromatic piece. It is all one block color the whole way down, so proportions matter a lot less, and I don't feel like it makes me look shorter at all. Also, the fact that the skirt part of the dress is full length as well definitely helps to elongate the figure. But this dress is the Rocchio dress, and it has the knitted yarn for the top section, and then this lovely floaty, I believe the skirt part is tencel, so it's got real movement to it. This has since been upgraded, and I believe the bottom half of the skirt is now a cotton poplin, which will have a little bit more structure. And what I like about this sort of style is that it instantly implies formality, but it feels very, very easy to put on, and not something that I'm overly precious about either, and that's always a big win in my wardrobe. Then the final kind of apparel piece that I want to mention is the Goelia side split skirt, and this is 100% polyester, and I've mentioned this a few times, but since having kids I have definitely made some concessions when it comes to the items I'm adding to my wardrobe because they need to be practical, and that is a big thing. Don't buy things that are impractical for your lifestyle because you're never going to end up reaching for them. This I wear a lot, and I just always feel impeccable when I wear it because it has the tailored element, has the elasticated back, which is a great thing to incorporate into your wardrobe, especially if you are someone who bloats or your weight fluctuates a little bit, because you've got flexibility here. I'm going to do a whole video on the types of items that you can add to your wardrobe if you do experience weight fluctuations, and I'm hoping that's going to be incredibly helpful. I did share some hints over on Instagram though, but this is great. And Goelia, I think they have 50% off or something. A sale preview come through on my inbox. Fits true size. I've got the size small. Another favorite skirt I had to mention, this little cotton poplin number from Grana. This is already on sale, and I believe with their Black Friday sale it's a further discount, but it is such a good shape. It has these really nice big pockets on the front, fits true to size. I have it in the size small, and it washes well too. Lululemon do a Black Friday sale as well, and I wanted to share a few of my favorites, one being the Wundermost tank. Now I have this in 3 colors because it is just so good. It is crushed Nulu, so it is incredibly soft and it washes really well. I have the bone, I have the black, and then I bought the espresso because it was almost half price I think, and I just could not be happier with these items. They feel like the type of thing that you can wear both for a light workout or maybe you're going for a walk, but you can also wear them casually as well. And that multi-purpose, multi-functionality is something that sits really well with me. I also really love the Align shorts, and they usually do a few colors of this on sale, and also the scuba zip jumpers are phenomenal. I wore this espresso one in transit. This particular colorway might not be on sale, but the style in general is just really good. It washes well too. Ending with pajamas because we want to be comfortable during the cozy season. So I treated myself to these ones here from Papinelle recently. It's from the collaboration they did with Karen Walker. This has been an ongoing thing for many, many years, and I always keep an eye out to see what designs they've come out with. I really loved this kind of light brown stripe, and it's also in a crinkle seersucker cotton, so it feels really premium and really, really beautiful. And I especially like their cotton pajamas because I find they hold up really well in the wash. I have washed these. I haven't actually given them an iron or anything like that, so this is how they look just straight off the washing line, but just stunning, honestly. These are a size small. These would make a perfect gift for Christmas. And final pair that I want to mention are these ones from Cozy Earth, and these are so unbelievably soft. They're also in the color of the season, burgundy, with a lovely kind of blush pink piping as well, which feels really kind of luxurious. I mean, these are the sort of pajamas you want to be in all day. Cozy Earth actually do great loungewear. I've got a lovely ribbed cotton stretch set from them that I really like putting on, and it also feels exactly the same after you've laundered it. You know, I've got these in a size small. So that was this many minutes of me reviewing items from my wardrobe that are either on sale or that I think will be going on sale for Black Friday weekend. I hope that this was really helpful and useful. I find it valuable seeing how clothing moves on the body, and I really wanted this video to act as a resource for that purpose for those of you who've maybe been considering one of the items that I mentioned today. Before I wrap things up, I do also just want to call out the fact that while Black Friday weekend may feel like this massive sale event, it is not the be all end all, and it's not a big deal if you don't buy anything and you just kind of watch from the comfort of your couch. Remember, Boxing Day sales are literally a month away, so you've got 4 weeks to mull over anything that you're thinking about buying. I do usually find the Boxing Day sales tend to be a little bit better as well, so if you're just buying for yourself, maybe you want to wait. But that is it for me today. I will see you very soon with another one. Thank you so much for spending some of your day with me, and I hope you are having the best week ever. See you soon. Bye.